You know, I should really start announcing whenever I'm gonna be gone for a little bit. Because I have a huge fucking tendency to just disappear for days without uploading anything. Now, I've had to, no joke, throw out other video ideas completely or just save them until another time. It's bullshit. And it's driving me insane. Okay, that joke wasn't very funny. But listen. Now, the other day, finally saw, once again, Finding Dory. This is video number 96. I had something else planned, but I had to get this review out because I actually have the other two Jumanjis and then a birthday special review, not SpongeBob, because I want to wait until we get to season 12. It's going to be a while. A fucking while. But seriously, though. Oh, and Independence Day? I have something very special planned. Not an Independence Day review. I hate those movies. But let's just jump right into what I thought about Finding Dory. But before I do, I just got home from work a little while ago, so still wearing my mask. I just got off the bus and came up the hill after going to the video store. That way I could get Jumanji the next level and finally review it and put this marathon to rest. Because we're almost done with June. And then July. Yeah. So, give me just a moment. Oh, and by the way, if you want to see the real video, skip to exactly 2 minutes in. I will leave that in the description and a comment if there is any. First off, wardrobe change. Judging by my outfit, oh, and by the way, I have not worn this shirt in a while, so it's kind of nice to see this shirt, if it hasn't been shown on my channel before, with me wearing it. But just so you guys know, red, white right there, it counts, or white, and blue. Guess which holiday special is coming next? You already know. That was a stupid fucking question that you already knew the answer to. Anyway, Finding Dory is Disney and Pixar's best film together. Bar none. Aside from the Toy Story movies, I mean, come on, Toy Story was the very first all CGI film ever made. Yes, it actually was. Look it up. I'm not kidding. Anyway. The film's a little lighter on comedy than the first one was. Now, this one focuses, obviously, on Dory. Judging by the name of the video, that's not a typo, is it? Search on Wikipedia for me. That's actually the right title. I got it right. What about the thumbnail? Yep, it's actually right. Okay. Nice little fourth wall break that I like to do sometimes. Ha! Do I seem a little miffed? Well, that's because I'm tired of saying when I'm going to do something and then don't follow through with it. I'm really getting sick and tired of that bullshit. It's actually starting to aggravate me. But anyway, Finding Dory is, honest to God, one of the best dramatic, sort of funny, but very hitting right in the heart kind of movies. Because Dory's short-term memory loss and her anxiety was played for laughs in the last movie, but then they kind of went serious with it towards the third act. Like, I mean, they treated it seriously enough for kids to get it, but in this film, they treat it seriously for more older audiences to get it. Because in this one, you see Dory go through her anxiety and realize how bad her memory really is and how she hates herself for it. But she's just happy that no one else looks down on her for it. They just try to play along, like, they try to work with her. She knows she has a problem, and she can't help it. There's just nothing that she can really do about it. But that's until Nemo and Marlin talk to Dory at one point in the movie about what would Dory do. She just figures things out, and remembers things randomly in her own Dory-like way. And it's really tear-jerking whenever you find out the true backstory of how she was separated from her mom and dad. Named Jenny and Charlie, by the way, in case you didn't know their names. I gotta say, the aquarium setting is a pretty interesting setting for a summer flick. Instead of a spring one, Finding Nemo, May, instead of June. This one was a June release, and it's the only one that I saw in theaters. I haven't even seen that many Disney films in theaters. Hate me all you want for that. That was not my fault. I just wasn't really interested. Okay, that kind of is my fault, but still. But just the emotional impact that this movie leaves on you is one with, like, the idea of, okay, they're actually treating this more seriously instead of just a fucking gag like the last film was. It's kind of like how Metallica, like, oh, they're just doing metal songs, says someone who thinks that anything that's not Christian-based music at all is bad. Even if it's rock and roll, just harmless. Even death metal. But fuck that, right? We're here to talk about Finding Dory. But my point is, it's kind of like how people see Metallica as, oh, they're just a metal band. No. They do songs about important topics. Master of Puppets is about cocaine addiction. The entire album of Injustice for All is about the legal system and how people take advantage of it and how people look at it in good and bad ways. And sometimes how people react in good or bad ways, no matter the outcome. Even if it's what they expect, they'll still expect something either more, less, or in a different kind of light. This movie really, really heightens your expectations. Because this movie, for me, surpassed mine. And it almost got a tear rolling down my face when I first saw that. Because, seriously, this was such a deep movie. And this movie, and I can relate. I have short and long-term memory loss as well. Not as bad, but I have both. If I forget about, if I'm supposed to make an appointment with someone, I will forget about it unless it's written down. For Dory, she forgets it within 2 seconds of talking about it. Like, yeah, this and that, what were we talking about? This and that, what were we talking about? See? For me, it's not as much. For a guy with autism and short and long-term memory loss, and ADD, very fucking bad ADD, that's all me, guys. I have the exact same problems, but I also have anxiety. Guess who else does? Dory. The movie has the exact same way of dealing with things that I do. I view myself as being a bad person for not remembering something, or if my bad memory causes someone else to, something bad, not necessarily tragic, but just not lucky to happen to someone else. And I blame myself for that. Dory looks at herself as a bad person, well, in this case a fish, but you get my idea. If she was human, it's the same thing. It's just underwater. It's literally just a story that humans could have, just underwater. Pretty interesting. But I really think that the movie matches the exact same kind of ideas that I have with my disabilities. With this film, taking the disabilities more seriously and in a darker-ish tone, but not a too horrific one, is something to be praised for. If a movie heightens your expectations by not being as light and kid-friendly and funny and just la-dee-da kids film, Toy Story 1, 2, 3, don't worry, I love those films to death, but, oh, and the fourth one, you'll see what I mean when we get to that. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but trust me, you'll like what I have to say about that. It surpassed my expectations 10 times over, but back to this before I wrap this up. How far are we in there? 10 minutes? Okay. This is another long video. After this, I want to get my other top 7 list done, so that'll be video 97. No pun intended. It's the top 7 best films of 2008. That way I can get that out. Then after that, the review of Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle, being video number 98. Then a birthday special review, being video number 99. And then my 100th video spectacular, being right after that. On the 28th. I'm making that date. June 28th. Be prepared for that. Video number 99, 100, and 101. Just be prepared for that. You're really going to like what I have in store for that. But Finding Dory is such a good movie that you need to go find a copy of it right now if you haven't seen it. It's such a good hour and a half, people. And it's not just another la-dee-da kids film. It's one that has a lot of heart, a lot of passion, and takes disability fucking seriously for once. I can't imagine any other films that ever, in the history of filmmaking, ever did something even close to that. Have I hammered in the point yet? Good. Back to the original video. Finding Dory is one of those movies with unexpected emotions, character development, sympathy development, and a really tragic backstory that is given the right amount of depth, creativity, imagination, and good storytelling. And I couldn't be more thankful that we have a movie like this. I never thought that I'd say this, but Finding Dory is my personal favorite of Pixar's films. I'm going to do a top 7 list, but just saying right now, that one, so far, is number 1 on that list. Because again, I have the same disabilities that she does. Even though I'm a human, but still. I really think that those of you who haven't seen it, go out, buy a copy or rent it, watch it on Disney Plus and all that shit. Just try to understand that kids' films actually have a purpose to exist. Not just to entertain, but to give moral lessons and tackle situations so directly and so importantly as this film did. I'll see you guys later.